quick question about the big heavyweight rematch coming up between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Do any of you guys feel like Andy Ruiz could be slightly underestimating AJ? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Real Life Boxing!
Blessed love and blessed day, oh boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fire and this is Real Life Boxing. As I said before the intro, I want to talk about Andy Ruiz, the Snicker King, against AJ in Saudi Arabia, the rematch. Is there a possibility Andy Ruiz is overlooking AJ? Have the roles in this fight changed opposed to the first fight where Andy Ruiz was a fill-in and people think that AJ may have underestimated him? Could Andy Ruiz be underestimating or overlooking Anthony Joshua because of the way he dealt with Anthony Joshua in the first fight? But before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to punch on that goddamn like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified when everything goes up. So you can be notified when we go live, so you can be notified when new videos is being uploaded by Coach Fire in Real Life Boxing. So let's talk about it. First of all, this is a little off subject, but why is everybody so surprised that Anthony Joshua is slimming down? When isn't that what everybody said that he had to do in order to be effective versus Andy Ruiz? He had to lose some of the muscle. He had to slim down. So why is everyone so surprised that he slimmed down? Shouldn't be that much of a surprise to everyone. He's listened. Seems as though he's taking his training camp seriously. Now let's talk about the Snicker King, Andy Ruiz. Like I said, a lot of people feel like Anthony Joshua overlooked Andy Ruiz in the first fight, may have underestimated Andy Ruiz in the first fight and what he was going to bring to the table. Now I'm saying, is Andy Ruiz underestimated Anthony Joshua and what he can possibly bring to the table because he was able to deal with Anthony Joshua so easily in the first fight, even though he did get dropped. Pretty much beat up on Anthony Joshua, dribbled him, bounced him off the canvas a few times, you know what I'm saying, made it look like it was easy work. You feel what I'm saying? But Andy Ruiz has now been, of course, he's the world champion, unified, so he has to fulfill media duties and stuff. He's been more vocal in the media, doing more interviews and more open media workouts with the media and so forth. Also in the first press conference that they did for the rematch, the Saudi Arabia fight, one thing that stuck out to me, and I never did a video on this and I meant to, is when they were sitting down and Andy Ruiz said to Anthony Joshua, no, I think it's when they stood up to face off and, you know, they turned around to take pictures, and Andy Ruiz said to Anthony Joshua, he said, man, I don't like all this press and all this media and all this attention and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like it. And Anthony Joshua said to him, you know, get used to it. It's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So can Andy Ruiz be overwhelmed by all of this media attention and such? Can he be overwhelmed now? He did the Mexican commentating on the Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev fight, and I seen a video of him leaving the arena and so many fans were chasing him and he's like, wow, can you believe this? This is amazing. But can all of this stuff get into Andy Ruiz? Can Andy Ruiz be slacking off in training camp? Now we've seen Andy Ruiz post up pictures with him sparring with that kid Michael Hunter, who's a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He brought Michael Hunter into camp. We see him on ES News with Ellie Steckback hitting the pads and stuff with his trainers. And I must say that when I'm watching him train, watching him hitting the pads, every time I see him hitting the pads, he throws like one combination and then he walks away like, he has to, catch his breath, or, he's just showing out like, he's just the man. And I've noticed that on a few times. Like Ellie Setback just ES News, he just posted a video with Andy Ruiz, and he said Andy Ruiz like the new Mike Tyson, and he put the whole clip in slow motion, and Andy Ruiz does like one combination, and then the rest of the video is him like walking around the ring in slow motion. After he did like one combination, he has to walk off and like stretch his arms and get himself together, and I don't really like that. Maybe that's just for the media and that's just for show, but is there a possibility that Andy Ruiz could be slacking in his training, even though what he's posting is showing him, he's working, he's putting in the work? Now, Anthony Joshua has been pretty much silent through his training camp. He just put up a video, I think last night, where focus goes, energy flows. Was a pretty good video. I watched it. He's just in training camp, having fun. He's really joyous. He's working. He's doing his running, doing his sprinting drills and whatnot with his team. But he looks focused. He looks ready. He doesn't look nervous. Now, let's speak about the pressure. Who has more pressure on them in this fight? Does Anthony Joshua have more pressure on him to get his belt backs and bring them back to England, bring him back to his home, show the world that was just a fluke, that was just a bad night? Or is more of the pressure on Andy Ruiz to bring those titles back to PBC? We see what's going on with the politics of boxing nowadays. WBC franchise titles, talks of PBC creating their own titles, talks of Andy Ruiz against Deontay Wilder in the future, talks of if Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua, talks of Deontay Wilder going right to Andy Ruiz and not even fighting Tyson Fury in the immediate rematch. So there's just a lot of politics going on in boxing right now. So that in itself, the whole thing with PBC and and Andy Ruiz having the belts and having them on the PBC side of the street, there's a lot of pressure on Andy Ruiz to keep those belts over here on the PBC side of the street, so that Deontay Wilder can get his shot at being unified, if that's what the PBC still wants. You know what I'm saying? Who knows, because they just announced they're coming out with their own belts and stuff, but I've covered that in a few videos on my channel as well. But there's a lot of pressure on Andy Ruiz as well. You know what I'm saying? And this pressure could be overlooked by, boxing fans and the boxing media. You know what I'm saying? We just put in all the pressure on Anthony Joshua because he was the champ who lost his titles, and, you know what I'm saying, he has to get, he's young, he can't take 2 back-to-back losses. If he loses again, he's done. But nobody's really putting any focus on the pressure that's on Andy Ruiz in performing again like he did the first time, showing the world that it wasn't a fluke, and keeping these world championship titles on the PBC side. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of pressure on Andy Ruiz as well. The pressure could be split right down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Question this time is, who's going to deal with the pressure more? I feel like Anthony Joshua is definitely the more experienced when it comes to being in situations where there's a lot of pressure on him. But I definitely feel like, as far as pressure goes, there's a lot of pressure on both of these guys. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Is Andy Ruiz underestimating Anthony Joshua? Does he think that it's going to be easy work like the first time? Because like the first time he dealt with AJ, kind of handily. So you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times, man. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.